Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with the weekly chart. It was 6 weeks ago this Friday that we settled above a 5-month descending channel top that is now well below the market at 99.46. But I bring this up to sort of show that our objective at that time was a 3 to 5 month move or sooner to 150.69, this recently formed, mostly horizontal channel top that is based on these two spike lows going back. This one was back in 24. This was last April. So 150.69 remains our big picture objective. And I think over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should see it as long as we are holding the 133.95 channel bottom on the daily chart. And so this kind of, gets us to the present moment. 133.85 can contain weekly lows, and above which we do have a channel top at 149.72, and that is just off that 150.69 level that I gave a moment ago right here. And so, once again, your 133.95 formation, if tested, can contain selling pressures not only for the day traders, but also for the week, 3 to 5 day swing traders, and yes, over the 2 to 3 week time frame. I don't think it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks, and in fact, today, if we close above the 139.45 level, 139.45, do we label it at all in the charts? I think we do. Yeah. There it is. It is a 5/8 upside Fibonacci. It correlates with several things. I had the 139 handle there anyway for Monday as a session containment level, and that was the high settlement price that was put out last week. Also, the high of the low from Friday. Just the last few days I'm talking about. The high, Friday's high, is in the 139 handle. And 139.45 is a 5/8 upside Fibonacci. So, for day traders, I'm comfortable selling 139.45. In fact, it's buying 133.95 and selling 139.45 for day traders. The 3 to 5 day swing traders, though, can go long at 133.95, maybe take some profits at 139.45. If we close above 139.45, which is ultimately anticipated, keep in mind, bullish momentum remains intact for the week itself, above 133.95, and into later June, above 133.95. So that is the area to buy on weakness, holding above it, the upper 140, low 150, longer-term objective in reach between now and the end of next week. And if we close today above 139.45, we just might reach, in fact, I think we probably would reach the 149.72 formation within 2 to 3 days of closing above 139.45. So, and 149.72, that rising channel top that is about 2 months in the making now, combined with 150.69, this is the zone that if you've been long for the last 4 or 5 weeks, for the last 4 or 5 days, whatever the case may be, this is an area to respect in terms of its ability to contain buying through the month of June, possibly well into the third quarter. We can fall back from here, and the question is how far south. That's very difficult to ascertain, but some variation of this rising channel bottom that is presently at 119.69. So I think the way I would frame this is coming off of the low 150s. If we test it over the next week or two, the market's susceptible to bearish rotation over the following, say, possibly 3 to 5 weeks, could take the better part of 2 months back into the 120s, I think is the way I think that is properly framed. Of course, if over the next week, 2 or 3, we settle above 150.69 at the end of the week, it has to be a weekly settlement in my opinion, then we're expecting the 172.35, a rising channel top. That is, over a full year in the making. It can absorb buying on a quarterly, quite possibly annual basis. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because we are so far off that mark. So let's get back to this chart, that in the event we break or perhaps open, which I don't expect, but if we break or open below 133.95, we could see 129.16 today. That is that pullback low from a little over a week ago. And overall, closing today below 133.95 does set up that 119.69 rising channel bottom. I'm going to call this a 1 to 2 week objective. So if we close below 133.95, I don't think we'll see anytime soon this 149.72 to 150.69 region, but rather we'll spend the next week or two collapsing back to this 119.69 rising channel bottom, which could contain selling into July, and from here we can round up into the low 150s within possibly 3 to 5 weeks. Could take the better part of 2 months. Volatility and such are key, of course, but if we close below 133.95 and you are a 3 to 5 day out to a 1 to 2 week swing trader, there's nothing to do but either A, be out of the market entirely, or short. If we close below 133.95, 119.69, if it happens on Tuesday, by the end of next week, where profits could be taken and long entry made for both 3 to 5 day and 3 to 5 week swing traders. Of course, we'd have a meaningful sell signal into July if we were to close below 119.69, but there's no point in going there either. On Monday, wickedstocks.com put out a stock pick on Tempus AI. That is a medical AI stock right on the edge of a meaningful buy signal, has yet to occur. We give you all the specific details, the level that we need to close above for setting up what I would see about a 20% move within 3 to 5 weeks and about a 30% move within several months to the upside. Hasn't happened yet. You can see, though, prepare for it by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial, where you'll also see all of our recent stock picks. You'll also see our daily Triple Q, our daily SPY analysis, our weekly Apple stock analysis, et cetera, et cetera. So go to wickedstocks.com, take advantage of that 5-day free trial. Check us out. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Wednesday's NVIDIA report. You have a great day.